Hey guys, it's me, Garrett. I don't really know how to start this off, other than I will say I'm waiting for an edible to kick in because I'm really wound for some reason, but I think I know the reason, which I'll get into later. But I wanted to make this vlog. I was kind of on and off about it, but basically I wanted to just make a vlog, as it's in the title of the video. What I learned from my first semester at film school. And honestly, I kind of wish I would have made something like this when I decided to go get a minor in film studies from the previous college I went to. But here I am now, so I'm going to be a bit scatterbrained on this, but don't worry, I'll edit it down so I'm straight to the point and there's not like long awkward pauses. But I just thought I'd share with you guys kind of what I learned at my first film school. This isn't going to be like a really like, oh, here's what I learned technically and whatnot, and da-da-da, because I think my experience has been more than that. So again, I'll be scatterbrained a bit. But I think some of the big things I learned so far is I watched a lot of cool movies. I learned a lot about the history of film and how it started and whatnot. Like two guys made a bet and like how a horse moved and whatnot. So that was pretty interesting. It was neat learning about the history and whatnot and different countries and how they innovated film and whatnot with like Italy, Germany, and Russia, Russian montage, German expressionism, French impressionism, all that fancy stuff. That was pretty neat. I enjoyed that. Um, kind of didn't really enjoy. We would watch movies in class. It was a film history class. We would watch films in class, and sometimes the professor would have to cut to stuff in order to not run over time, which I understood, but I would have preferred to have seen it in its entirety. But that's okay, because that's another thing that I learned is that some professors will dead ass just put whole ass movies on their like assignment page or something, and be like, yeah, go watch this. And I'm like, yes. And it was so cool for like Halloween because the professor put on a bunch of classic Hollywood horror movies. So that was cool. I think another thing I learned is that I think this can apply to any art form, though. I wouldn't know. I mean, I guess I kind of would know. Like I got my BA in English, and that was kind of a collaborative process, which had its ups and downs. But just to talk in the scope of film making, it is a collaborative process. But during my first semester, over time, I kind of learned quickly of people I didn't want to work with more so than people I did want to work with. And it's a shame. I like kick myself for it because I find myself focusing more on like, well, I don't want to work with that person ever again or that person because that person is XYZ. But overall, I think I had more positive experiences working with people than negative. But basically, it was like one class was just sound design, and I was just trying to learn the ropes of how to operate the equipment, like those mix pre things that are just, I don't know, for some reason ours specifically bugged out, and my classmate, they just got like easily upset and like really impatient, and it's just like, okay, not gonna work with someone who, instead of wanting to work together to solve a problem, they just get pissed off and say fuck it and then just get upset. Like, no. But on the positive, it's like, it was, even if it was for assignments, I found myself working with a lot of people that I was like, wow, not only do I want to work with these people again if I have the opportunity, but I want to see them succeed. And that was a really enriching experience. Like, we talked a lot while we were making the stuff, but now we don't talk a lot anymore, which is okay because I don't know. I kind of came to film school not only just to like, okay, learn more about film and the technical stuff, but also to make friends. And that was really fucking difficult. It wasn't so difficult my other times I've been to college. I mean, first time I went to a community college and it was pretty easy to make friends. I first started off as a theater student, made friends in the theater department, kind of fizzled out of that because there was literally drama in the drama department. And then I switched to English, made some good friends there. We didn't like hang out a lot or whatever, but that was okay because we were able to work together and help each other out with our English stuff. But then my last semester at the community college, I made some really, really fucking good friends that I know that I'll be friends with for a long time until I'm fucking dead. I miss them so much, but I'm hoping either this summer or sometime in the future I'm going to take this fucking camera and some other shit and I'm going to go meet up with them and we're going to make a bunch of fucking films together because I really want to do that. And then I went to another college, like a university, to go get my BA in English. It was all right. I had a friend group that like started out all right, but then there was just some like negative shit going on between everybody and it just sort of fizzled out. So I won't go anymore into that. But I was thankful for it. In those short times when there was like genuine friendship, that was nice. But if the pandemic hit like halfway through my time getting a BA in English, and I was hoping to like maybe make more friends in my final semester, but I didn't. So then I thought, oh well, maybe I can like make friends here, and then we can just make stuff together. Joel Haver was one of my inspirations as I was getting my minor in film studies at the previous college, and I was just, as I watched his content, I'm like, that's what I want. I want a group of friends, or at least a group of people that I can just make goofy sketches with and goofy short films with. But yeah, I psyched myself up and I came here expecting to like make friends within the first couple weeks, and then just, I wouldn't say I made friends, I would say I made some decent relationships, some decent acquaintances where we just worked on films together and whatnot. I did my best to put myself out there with like film mixers and stuff, mainly as an actor because I love acting and whatnot. I was a main character, not main character, but I played a big role in one student film, and that was fun. But then I don't know, then there was a lunch break and like it was just so weird. Like there's all these people here. I've never felt more alone. And the same feeling happened when I went to go be I think I was a set design assistant or something like that. Had lunch, same thing again, all these people, and I like sat by myself and it was just, it was a bit discouraging. But over time I learned that it's like, you know what? It's okay if I don't make friends immediately. I would rather have a few actual good friends than a million fake ones. That's a big ass number, but I'm very grateful for my real friends. They're far away, but at least I can still get in contact with them, so that's really great. But I'm just hoping to make more deep connections while I'm here at film school. I'll be right back because my mic died while I was recording the Christmas special, so I'm just gonna go make sure that nothing bad's happening. Anyway, yeah, I was just kind of disappointed, and I think it's mainly because of the pandemic, or maybe, I don't know. The pandemic kind of just like made it more difficult to socialize with people, and I tried other means of socializing, but then it just didn't work out, to keep it short and sweet. But I'm not gonna let that stop me from doing what I love, because like I said before, I'm still glad that I have my real friends that are far away. And even then, it's pretty easy, or at least for me, it's pretty easy for me to just make a short film, make a sketch, make a meme by myself, and I'm okay with that. I would just prefer to be able to make more deep connections. But that's okay. Whatever is meant to be is meant to be. I'm not gonna totally wall myself off, but I'm not just gonna go around chasing people, because I feel like if I continue to chase people, that's gonna reflect in my art, where it's like I'm just gonna make shit to appease other people rather than just to make shit to make shit. Like my memes, for example. I just make memes because I think it's funny, and with my short films, I want to make stuff that will make people laugh, sometimes maybe make them cry, maybe make them scream or whatever. I want to have like just a not a fun mix, but fuck it, I don't know what other word to use. A crunchy mix of content where it's like, yeah, I made a horror film. about a monster with a gramophone for a head, but then I also made a short film that's literally just about me being depressed. And I want to make more stuff like that. And I want to make more sketches too. And it was just, all right, I'm sorry that this is like a long ass rant and I'm not really talking about film school. So let's go back to film school, right? I think I was kind of disappointed halfway through the semester because I like found out that, oh, I can take a fiction film production class, but it's only 5 minutes. And like, okay, I understand that. It's like a junior thing, so maybe they don't want to have you do anything too big until you're a senior, right? Well, it turns out for senior films, it's you can only make something that's 10 minutes long. That just like blew me away. I'm like, oh, okay. I guess that makes sense. It's kind of a shame though, because I don't know what I was expecting. I guess I was expecting to come here to like get the technical know-how on how to get a crew and a cast and da-da-da. And then you'd make a feature or something, or at least something that's 30 minutes maybe, I don't know, because I like look at Joel Haver's stuff, James Rolfe, aka the Angry Video Game Nerd Cinemassacre, look at their stuff and it's like, wow, they made like big ass things. And it's like, and then I come here and then it's like, oh yeah, you can only make a 5-minute film in fiction film production for juniors, and you can only make a 10-minute film in senior film production. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I mean, this is gonna sound like me blowing smoke up my own ass, but it was like, wow, really? Only 10 minutes? Bruh. Literally my first short film was 17 minutes, and then I made another one that was 25 minutes, and then I fucking made Remote Road. And just as a joke, I wanted to see how long that whole series would be. And that series, if I were to just export it as a whole video, that thing would be 3 hours long. So it was just so, I don't even know how to describe it. I was dumbfounded because it's just like, wait, only 10 minutes? I don't want to sound like I'm shit talking the school, but it's like, I think I can understand that. Because, like, you know, for film festivals, it's like, oh, a lot of films are just 10 minutes or whatever, 10 to 20 minutes. And it's like, okay, I get that. But even then, I'm not going to let that stop me from making stuff as long as I want. Speaking of short films, I know the reason why I was so wound. Not only just for today, but for the past month for today, but also the past week, was just finding out you guys were watching, or a lot more people, you guys and other people were watching my short films, watching my sketches. And that just like, I was having a pretty shitty week because I was like questioning, like, do I want to be here? Is this all worth it? I don't even know. Not just in film school, but like in life in general. But then when I like looked back, because I was kind of just getting, not annoyed, but just confused as to why my shorts were getting like thousands of views. And meanwhile, my stuff was only getting like a few views. But it turns out, wow, a lot of people are watching these. And that like made me feel good about what I did. And that just fucking further reinforced why I want to do this, why I want to make this a career, and why I want to go beyond with this and just keep making content for you guys. So sincerely, thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching not only just my shitty memes and my little ham and cheese junk that I post, where I literally just get my phone. My phone's being used to record audio, but I just get my phone and be like, haha, stupid thing. But thank you guys so much for watching my stuff. It means a lot to me. And that's another reason why I would prefer to just keep making shit and putting it on YouTube. Like, I've got a bunch of ideas for short films. I might actually start a treatment for a feature. It's a simple feature, but it's going to be something. But yeah, just thank you guys again. And I'm going to continue making stuff like that. Not just memes, but also stuff that I actually put my heart and soul into. Going back to film school, this wasn't my first semester, but this was just like recently. I'm beginning my second semester. I'm in a fiction film production class, and the professor's like, I don't know how I said it. We were doing introductions, and I introduced myself and said like, oh, I have a YouTube channel where I make short films and sketches. And then later on in the class, the professor was like, yeah, short films are hard to find. And I was just like, wait, what? No, they're not. Go to YouTube or Vimeo, online. You can find short films online anywhere. Like, I just don't understand what the process of that was, where it's like, oh yeah, short films are hard to find. No, they're not. Hell, there's probably a bunch of short videos on like streaming services. Go Google short films and you'll get hundreds of thousands of results. It didn't upset me, but it just confused me for a whole day that it was just like, what, short films are hard to find, yet there's entire platforms dedicated to making short films. Or with people that make short films. That's what I didn't understand. Sorry, I don't mean to pick my nose, but... And then later on in the class, it was like, I recommended some short film channels that I like and whatever, and the professor was like, okay, that's great, but anything that like submits to festivals, because festivals are your key to making a career out of filmmaking. They didn't say exactly that, but I'm just exaggerating, and that's what I remember. And it was just like, I disagree with that, because honestly, how I have it in my mind is that I'm just going to graduate film school and then just get some full-time job, work my ass off to put a roof over my head and feed myself, and in my downtime, make content. I guess to go back to the first semester, like the title suggests, you'll find people who you'll want to work with, and you'll find people who you don't want to work with. And usually, hopefully, the professors are pretty helpful and whatnot, but honestly, I'm kind of in a weird fucking situation, and I haven't met anyone else who's in a similar situation, but I'm what's considered a post-bac. So I have like senior credits or whatever because I got a minor in film studies. So it was just basically like, I'm the new guy. And all these other people have had like 2 to 3 years to get to know each other from, I guess, I keep hearing everyone say like, oh, film 112, film 112, film 112. You guys know film 112? And I'm just like, I have no idea what that fucking means. It sucks being the new guy. It's hard being the new guy. You guys and this channel and a lot of other elements keep me afloat, and it's just like, okay, whatever. I don't have a giant ass friend group that we're making like a bunch of movies all the time together with. That's fine. Because all I really need is myself, my good friends that aren't here physically, but I can reach out to them, whatever. They're not dead. What am I saying? I don't know. And also you guys. Because it's like, I don't know if anyone else does this, but every now and then I go on my channel and just click refresh just to see what's happening. And it makes me feel better about being alive. That I'm not just putting stuff out there, whether it's some shitty 2-second meme I filmed on my phone, or a 10-minute short film I made and put my heart into, and people are watching it. That makes me feel better about not only my art, but also just being alive. And just, I don't know, I'm still kind of debating whether or not the film school itself is worth it, because right now I'm kind of holding my tongue, and I'm gonna keep doing this vlog thing. Well, specifically with this, like I'm gonna do another video where I say what I learned at my second semester of film school, what I learned in my final semester of film school, because I honestly don't know if I'm going to graduate in the summer or the fall. I don't just want to say like, yeah, it's not worth it, because I don't know that yet. I'm hoping it will be worth it to an extent, but I'm not going to give a clear verdict. And even then, it's different for everyone. It's different for everyone, and I can understand and respect that. Right now, subconsciously, I'm just like, or I get this intrusive thought every now and then that it's like, maybe I should have just stuck with the film studies minor in my previous school. Like maybe I should have stuck with that. Because literally all that was I took a script writing class with a guy who or the professor literally worked for Hollywood in the early thousands. And then a multi-platform storytelling class where it's just like you learn how to write blogs, do podcasts, and also write scripts. So that was pretty helpful. I took 2 fucking film classes where I made films. Yeah, I'm hoping I'll be proven wrong, because there has been some positives of coming here. I've been able to work on professional sets, or a professional set at least. I've been able to demonstrate my acting talents. I've learned a lot about film history. I've had my mind opened up to new films. Like before, I was just like, I don't know what that movie is. And then after I'd watch it for an assignment or something, it's like, oh, fuck yeah, this is like my favorite movie. Yeah, additionally, I've had some experience where it's like, I made a short, like YouTube short about my grandpa's video camera that he had in like the early thousands, and when I found it over the summer, I'm like, I have to fucking figure out how to work this. I did some research online, but I've also had a ton of help figuring out how to do the analog to digital shit, so that's been helpful too. I don't know, I don't want to sound like, oh yeah, go to film school, it's fucking worth it, because I don't fucking know if it's worth it yet. I don't know if it's worth it yet. I'm just trying to balance the positives with the negatives, because I don't want to appear black and white about this. I want to try and be as thorough and genuine about my experience as much as possible as I'm going through it. I think it is beneficial to put yourself out there, offer yourself to work on other people's stuff. I think if anyone is in film school right now, or in some similar art form thing, where you basically feel like you have to be in a class in order to make your own thing. No, you don't. While I was getting my English degree, I was still writing my own shit outside of class. So sometimes I would use the shit I wrote outside of class as assignments, and it's no different for film school. I fucking recorded Remote Road during the summer. I made two short films for assignments, How to Happy and Attunement, but outside of that, I made a bunch of sketches. Don't fucking feel like, oh, in order to make art, you have to go to an art school. And even if you are in an art school, you can still make art outside of that. And if anyone tells you that like, oh no, you can't do that, you gotta do stuff that you're taught in your classes. No, you don't. Like, granted, I had to use and learn new things in order to make assignments, like had to make an interview thing, use lighting and whatnot, get a professional interview set up. Like, that makes sense, okay. Documentary, yeah, okay. I was able to do sound for that, so that gave me good experience. I guess the overall thing I learned is like, I can still learn, or I can still make shit like I'm making now. When I say shit, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna just make garbage, but no, like, yes, I make memes and whatever, but I also want to make more sketches. My point is, even while I'm in film school, I still want to make stuff outside of that. Like, yes, I'm getting experience and professional experience, technical experience, historic, whatever. Yes, I'm getting all that, but overall, whether I'm in a fiction production class or not, I'm still gonna make my own shit outside of that. And no one should fucking feel like, oh, in order to make art, I have to go to a certain thing or do a specific thing. Like, no. It's okay to like take inspiration, whether from if you're going to college for it, if you're going to school for it, yeah, take that experience, take that knowledge, but you can also get experience for free. Experience for free, inspiration for free. I don't know. I think in my final vlog about film school, I'll make a thing where it's like, okay, yeah, I learned these things, but then just right now, yeah, I have to go do an editing assignment. Yeah, I have to go do a pitch or whatever. But even then, I'm still gonna make my own shit. I'm gonna make my own art. And now that I'm seeing that people are actually watching my content, that gives me more drive. But I just wanted to make this scatterbrained vlog about my first semester at film school, and also kind of outside of that. Film school, okay, it's helping me learn technical know-how and the history and whatnot, and giving me experience of working on sets. But overall, again, I'm still gonna make my own stuff. And also, I never wanna stop learning about filmmaking. I never wanna stop learning in general. Like, I'm gonna graduate film school, blah, 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 here's my diploma, whatever the fuck. I'm still not done learning. I wanna continue learning. And even then, for those, I guess, who aren't in an art school or whatever, you've been learning since you first, like, drew on a piece of paper with crayon. You've been learning since you were, like, playing on a plastic caterpillar xylophone. You've been learning about art ever since you've engaged with it. I'm so thankful to live in a generation or a time where art is so fucking accessible. I think the only downside to art being way more accessible is that critics and corporations are trying to make it less accessible. They're trying to put guidelines and rules and limits on shit because it's like, well, no, only a certain number of people can make this shit. Fuck that. People make video games. People make movies. People make art. People make music. And if anything, the accessibility is going to increase. All those struggling art, hopefully it won't be a thing where it's like, oh, starving artists. Hopefully it'll be a thing where it's like people are making stuff and they're being recognized for it. Granted, as long as they're open to criticism and willing to improve or change things, but overall it's like, this isn't going away. And I'm so glad to be in this generation. And even if I like disagree with my professors or whatever, disagree with this, disagree with that, or if I have a negative experience with a classmate or on a production, that won't fucking matter 10 years from now when I'm still making my own stuff and I'm still learning about making stuff. I didn't mean for this to go on so long. I didn't have a script for this or anything, or I didn't want to structure this. It was just kind of random, and I just wanted to make it. Thank you guys for, if you guys made it to the end of this, thank you for watching and listening to my thoughts. Thank you again so much for supporting the channel and watching not just my memes and shorts or whatever, but my short films and my sketches. I'm gonna continue making that. I will have ups and downs in my life where I may not have the drive to do it. Granted, I do want to be consistent. I do want to get to a point where I can be consistent with what I put out, but for now it's like no one's self-worth is equated to how much they create or what they create in a day, in a week, in a month, in a year. There's nothing wrong with just wanting to take a break from stuff. When I made Just Be Merry, I spent a lot of time filming that, spent a lot of time editing that, and then like a couple days after I put it on YouTube, I remembered that, oh, I'm going to Vegas. Let's go make a short film in Vegas. And my trip to Vegas was fucking horrible. But I knew that it was okay, because it's like, okay, I made the short film, but I don't have to get to it just yet. And that short film is called Black and White in Vegas. If you guys want to check it out, it's only like 8 minutes long. It's about a goth guy doing therapy homework in Vegas. But anyway, so then after I finished Black and White Vegas, I was like, okay, I have to go to fucking start my second semester at film school. But that's okay, because I don't really need to push myself to make anything more than I'm capable of. But right now, I was kind of thinking like, oh, I'll do a short film every Thursday. I don't have any classes on Thursday, not yet at least. It went from, yeah, I should like do a thing a week, but now I'm like, I want to make everything ever. But I'll pace myself so I don't fucking kill myself with my drive or whatever. But yeah, now I'm gonna end the vlog. Now I'm gonna say thank you again. Seriously though, this channel kept me going. You guys kept me going. My good friends, if you guys are watching this, you've kept me going. I genuinely feel like my hard work is beginning to pay off with this channel. So I'm gonna keep making stuff. If anyone else is in a rut of like, I don't fucking know what I'm doing with my life, try not to fucking compare yourself or be like, if I don't do XYZ in a year, I'm worthless. No. Please try to take things week by week. And if you genuinely know of people that you can reach out to for support, do it. You won't regret it. And hopefully there are people in your life who, if you just simply ask if you can vent to them or talk to them, they'll be able to. And if not, go to a therapist maybe. I don't know. You and me, we're gonna be okay. We're gonna get through this. We might have a fuck ton of downs. It can't all be down, right? There's gonna be some ups too. And hopefully when you get to those ups, you'll really fucking feel it. You'll really feel a change and an improvement, and then you'll just forget about the downs for a while. We're gonna, whatever dark shit you're going through, keep fucking going. You've got this. And and that's what I learned at my first semester of film school. I was checking to see if my mic was dead, but it's not, so it's okay. But anyway, yeah. Thank you guys for listening to my personal vlog, rant, whatever the fuck, about my first semester at film school. Expect a short this week. Thanks again, guys. Remember to be awesome and stay awesome. Bye. God damn it.